Welcome to the Random Fact Factory, where facts come alive. Stories, legends, and surprising knowledge straight off the assembly line, just for you. Long before the Great Wall of China became an unbroken line across the landscape, it was only an idea, born out of fear, ambition, and the eternal struggle for power. We journey back to the 7th and 6th centuries BCE. China is not yet a single nation, but a patchwork of kingdoms and states, known as the Warring States period. Each state is locked in constant conflict with its neighbors. Raids come without warning. Nomadic tribes from the north, especially the Xiongnu, sweep across the borders, seizing livestock and goods, before vanishing back into the steppe. How do you protect your people from such attacks? The solution seems simple: walls. Local rulers begin building earthen ramparts and wooden palisades. These early fortifications are nothing more than regional defense lines, often only a few kilometers long. Yet the seed is planted, the belief that a physical barrier can mean the difference between survival and extinction. What began as scattered local walls would, centuries later, be forged into one of the most ambitious construction projects in human history. And so the story of the Great Wall of China begins, not as a single monument, but as an idea taking root in the minds of leaders who longed for security, power, and immortality. The year is 221 BCE. China is transformed forever. For the first time in history, the vast land is unified under one ruler, Qin Shi Huangdi, the first emperor of China. He is ruthless, ambitious, and obsessed with immortality, but above all, he seeks to protect his new empire. Along the northern borders, the same threat lingers as centuries before: the Xiongnu, nomadic horsemen who strike swiftly and vanish into the steppe. The emperor orders an unprecedented project. The scattered defensive walls of the conquered states must be connected, reinforced, and expanded. No longer regional barriers, but one imperial wall, a symbol of unity and authority. Tens of thousands of laborers, soldiers, peasants, and convicts are conscripted. Their task is brutal, hauling earth and stone, often with bare hands and primitive tools. They toil under the burning sun and in freezing winters, far from their families. Thousands perish along the line, and legend claims their bodies became part of the wall itself. For Qin Shi Huangdi, the wall is more than defense. It is propaganda, a colossal statement of imperial power. Where the wall snakes across mountains and valleys, all who see it know, here begins the empire of Qin, and beyond lies the realm of the enemy. Yet the first imperial wall is far from invincible. Raids continue, and maintaining such vast stretches proves nearly impossible. Still, the foundation is laid. The vision of an imperial wall to safeguard all of China. A vision that future dynasties will return to, again and again. After the death of Qin Shi Huangdi, his dynasty collapses in turmoil. But the dream of an imperial wall does not die. It is the Han Dynasty, beginning in 206 BCE, that revives and expands this vision on a scale the world has never seen before. The Han emperors face the same relentless enemy, the Xiongnu nomads of the northern steppe, skilled horsemen, masters of mobility. They remain a constant threat to China's fragile borders. For the first time, the Great Wall becomes more than a barrier. It is transformed into a system of defense. Fortified watchtowers, beacon towers to signal with smoke and fire, garrisons for soldiers, and supply stations for patrols. The wall is no longer just earth and stone, it is a living military frontier. The scale of the Han effort is staggering. Historical records suggest that more than 10,000 kilometers of walls and fortifications are built or rebuilt. Armies of workers spread across deserts, mountains, and plains, extending the wall into regions the Qin never reached. Yet the wall is not just military, it becomes a tool of economics and culture. Checkpoints and gates regulate trade, taxation, and migration. The famous Silk Road, which connects China to Central Asia and beyond, runs parallel to the Han Wall in many places. Travelers, merchants, and emissaries all pass through its gates, and with them come new ideas, religions, and technologies. But the human cost is immense. Just like under the Qin, workers die in the tens of thousands, entire families are torn apart. The Great Wall stands as both protection and graveyard. Under the Han, the wall evolves from scattered fortifications into a vast frontier system, not just stone against invaders, but a line that defines civilization itself. Inside is China, the Middle Kingdom. Beyond, the untamed world of nomads and outsiders. The Great Wall has truly begun to shape history. After centuries of struggle, the Great Wall of China stands as both shield and symbol. Yet history is never steady. Dynasties rise and fall, and with them the fate of the wall. During the centuries following the Han, China fractures once again. Some rulers neglect the wall, letting it crumble into ruins. Others rebuild fragments to defend against fresh waves of northern tribes, the Turks, the Mongols, the Khitans. But it is under the Ming Dynasty, beginning in the 14th century, that the Great Wall is reborn on a truly monumental scale. The Mongol Empire had once conquered China, and the Ming rulers are determined to prevent history from repeating itself. Their answer? A wall of stone and brick, stronger, taller, and more enduring than anything built before. Towers rise from mountain ridges, watchtowers dot the skyline, and massive garrisons anchor the frontier. The Ming Wall stretches over 8,000 kilometers, transforming into the iconic structure we recognize today. Built not just for defense, it becomes a stage for propaganda, a monument of imperial strength, projecting order and permanence. Yet the wall is never perfect. The Mongols and later the Manchus still find ways around it, and no barrier can truly hold back history. In 1644, the Ming dynasty falls, and the Manchus breach the gates, establishing the Qing dynasty. And so the wall enters the realm of legend. Myths grow around its creation. Tales of ghosts, of endless human sacrifice, of bodies buried within its stones. To common people, the wall becomes not just a barrier of earth and brick, but a haunting reminder of empire, power, and suffering. By the time the modern age arrives, the wall is no longer a fortress of war, but a monument of memory. Its cracks and ruins tell stories not just of emperors and armies, but of the countless unnamed who built it, suffered on it, and gave it life. The Great Wall of China, once a line of defense, is reborn in modern times as a symbol of identity, memory, and endurance. For centuries after the fall of the Ming, the wall fell into ruin. Sections collapsed into the mountains and deserts, swallowed by time. Locals scavenged stones for homes and farms, while many considered the wall a relic of suffering and futility. But as China entered the modern age, the meaning of the wall began to change. Archaeologists and historians worked to rediscover forgotten sections, mapping thousands of kilometers hidden beneath sand and vegetation. In 1987, UNESCO declared the Great Wall a World Heritage Site, securing its place as one of humanity's most iconic landmarks. Today, the wall is both monument and myth. Tourists from around the globe walk its stones, tracing the footsteps of emperors, soldiers, and workers long gone. Photographers capture its vast lines snaking across mountains under sunrise and snow. To many, it represents the endurance of human ambition, the will to protect, and the price of greatness. And yet, not all is triumph. Erosion, neglect, and mass tourism threaten the wall. Preservation is an ongoing battle, reminding us that history is fragile. The Great Wall of China endures as more than stone and mortar. It is a living story of power and struggle, of myth and memory, of human hands shaping the earth in pursuit of security and immortality. From scattered ramparts to imperial fortresses, from ruin to world treasure, the wall tells us not only about China's past, but about the human need to build, to endure, and to be remembered.